how's it feel to be getting there? Seems like everything's getting closer.
Yeah, definitely getting closer every day. So that's definitely a good feeling for sure.
How frustrating an injury is this? Where you're up, you're walking around, like you're not like in a cast, and you just can't skate.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough. I mean, any injury anybody has, it's always tough to go through that. But I mean, that's part of the game, and you just gotta put your head down and work through it, and that's pretty much all you can do.
Luke said this is the same thing or similar to what you dealt with in LA?
No, different. A little different. That was the other leg. That was different part of the leg, but it's a little bit different. It was very frustrating. Obviously, being a skater as my strong suit and not being able to skate, it definitely is not a good feeling. And it was a lot of tough nights, but just kind of put your head down and get ready for the next day and just work through it.
So your game is predicated on speed. Do you have any concerns going into when you do come back about it?
I mean, if and when I'm back, it'll be obviously I'll be sure that I'm ready to go. So that's the first thing, and obviously when you deal with something for so long and something so nagging, obviously it's it gets in your head and you think about it all the time. But I think it's come a long way. It's getting better, and I'm almost back up to speed and just kind of getting that last little pop and should be good to go.
Was it affecting your everyday life, just like how you slept?
Yeah. I think any injury. I mean, obviously some are worse than others, but it was pretty nagging. Obviously there was a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of achy days where you go home and you just ache, but it's part of it, and just kind of put your head down, like I said, and it gets better over time.
Andreas, when you've got core injuries when you're a skater or a cyclist, there's a lot of factors involved in there.
Yeah.
Psoas, other things. Was this a hard one to get a diagnosis on? Kind of like it was shifting a little bit on you?
Not so much. I mean, once we got the MRI, we kind of figured out what it was. So that's about it, really. Once we did the MRI, we figured out what it was and then went from there. So.
And this would be more related to repetitive use as opposed to one?
I mean, there's so many different factors. I took a pretty weird fall in Tampa, so that was probably the big part. I took a really awkward fall, and lucky enough, honestly, when I looked at the fall, it looked pretty ugly. So it could have been, pretty bad. I'm very, I'm fortunate that it wasn't. I mean, obviously it still sucked, but it is not as bad as it looked for sure.
Can you walk us through the recovery process? Like, was it basically just rest, or were you able to do stuff?
I mean, there's a lot of different things. It's been so long that we did so many things, and we kind of tried to. At the start, we didn't really think it was that bad, and it didn't feel that bad, and that was kind of the tough part. Is we were pushing it to get back, and then finally imaged it, and then it was kind of showed what was wrong with it, and it was a pretty good injury to that right hip, so that right groin. So I mean, obviously it sucked, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Did you have any procedures done, or?
No, nothing. It's it'll be good once it's good. I can feel it. It's obviously it's still a little bit nagging, but every day it gets better, and I think once I'm back, I don't think it'll be an issue, really.
So you haven't targeted a particular game yet? You're just...
I think we're kind of just taking it day by day right now and seeing how it is in the skates, and just kind of trying to take it up a level every day and just get that pop back. And once that pops back, it should be good to go.
How has it been for you psychologically? Like, were you questioning why is this taking so long, or was it hard looking away?
There's a million thoughts that go through your head. I mean, I spent a lot of time at home, and you sit on the couch and you think a lot, right? So it's go home from the rink and you're aching and you're in pain and you're just thinking about it the whole time. So it's it's never a fun feeling. And obviously there's so many doubts and thoughts that go through your head. It's kind of just put those in the back of your head and try to keep it as as away from the work as possible. And obviously there's a time to think and there's a time to work. So I went home and I thought about it, whether it was bad thoughts or good thoughts, whatever it was, and came to the rink the next day and just really focused on working, and it kind of takes your head away from it, and then go home and think about it all day again. And that's pretty much it.
Was there anybody that helped you in particular, either a teammate or
Yeah, I think all the the team has been real good. All the guys have been real supportive and helpful, and family, friends have been real good and been there, and girlfriend's been there. So it's been I've had good support for sure.
Was it a particularly helpless feeling when 9 guys were on injured reserve and you couldn't really do much to help out?
Yeah, I think that was definitely one of the tougher times when you see everybody out and you see all just everybody out and can't go out and help. So that's that time was tough for sure.
We all silly like the mayor.